Okay, now on to the last pass task, which is describing two multidisciplinary teams in operations, looking at two examples. This will be an academic report. Please do ensure that you look at not only describing what a MDT is, but how it works, the process and why it works, how it integrates, and its importance in terms of maintaining a level of expertise. I'm going to go through a brief video presentation here. With the presentation, there will also be an exercise to recap in terms of looking at a Quizlet exercise, and there is plenty of material out there if you want to do some research on how MDTs operate. Now, MDTs are, as the name suggests, linking different disciplines. People talk about silos, not only in the health service, but in education. That is, people who work and grow a culture around a specific way of treatment, whether it'll be hospital treatment, whether it be GPs, so primary care, and the disciplines within a hospital or the other healthcare areas can grow separate and distinct. In other words, what can happen is when a service user has a multiplicity of healthcare needs, they're seen separately rather than holistically. And by that, what I mean is they'll go and see someone for physiotherapy in a specialist department on physiotherapy. They'll go and see someone else about some other chronic underlying condition, maybe asthma, maybe problems with arthritis, and a different one somewhere else. So these approaches never join up. They're not coordinated. They don't meet the needs of the individual as a person. They're looking specifically at an aspect of their illness or a particular element of it. It's about bringing this together. And it is that thing, as we have discussed in previous videos, of the involvement of the end user in their own treatment. They need to be empowered, and this is part of that empowerment. It's part of bringing their needs to the center of how health services are delivered, and they're coordinated, if you like, in a joined up way to meet those needs, rather than kind of serving themselves in their own separate areas, which is very important, as we see from the picture here. So the idea is that the patient is at the center of what their own treatment is, and that the expertise is drawn around them. Expertise is key here. With a multidisciplinary approach, with people from different aspects of health and social care working together, there is an opportunity to refresh and revise knowledge across the sector, because this your professional development takes place in these discussions and come as a consequence of these discussions with working with in partnership with other service sector. And this expertise is absolutely vital to ensuring, as we said at the start, that medical attention is centered on the individual rather than produced in a standardized way and knocked out like, I don't like cars or something. Right, okay. So the idea is that these groups are able to be proactive. That is, to look for, seek out, and remedy situations rather than be reactive, which is to sit and let the patients come to them. Very important. And if you're looking in terms of looking at primary care and preventative care, you can see how this approach would benefit. The independence of the individual, the service user, the patient, is important here. The more independent we can keep individuals, the more they can take and manage and take responsibility for their own care, the longer they will stay out of hospital, the less burden there will be on the NHS, and the less burden there will be on other health and social services if this is maintained. So it's about that idea of involvement again. It's that idea of it coming from the end user in this way. It is an integrated approach. It's holistic, it's person-centered, and it looks to coordinate the various groups that provide healthcare services to keep the person at the center of what's going on. It provides the link between the individual community groups and the needs that are provided. That's probably better. This link. It is a bridge, as we say, between the silos, so that this interdisciplinary approach isn't just about meeting the user needs, it's about refreshing, it's about updating, it is about making sure services are coordinated across the range. For example, when there's in Burton, lovely Burton Shopping Centre, in Salford, and in Suffolk, and indeed in Nottingham, there have been initiatives looking specifically at physiotherapy and having strategically placed, in certain cases, physiotherapists in A&E and other places where the need is likely to arise. So instead of being a situation where they're referred to and then days later someone is there that can deal with someone who has been cramped or has been in a chair or has been hospitalized for any length of time, and that they need to build up their muscles again in order to operate. You've got someone there and you've got someone operational to deal with these things. It is this, again, I've brushed over there, but there are plenty more examples, not only in terms of physiotherapy, but across the field, whether you're talking about nursing, occupational therapy. There are plenty of these initiatives out there. What you need to do is look at these as examples and include them in your report. So take 2 examples, work through what MTDs are, what their purpose is, how they are best to affect change and provide a more individual or person-centered approach. People talk about holistic approaches here, but this is what we're looking for. So, okay, good luck with this one.